Alright everybody, welcome back to Bloodborne. This is part 21 of the playthrough, and as you can see, everything is on fire. So at this point in the game, we have gotten all of our side quests done. We have all of the 1/3 umbilical rewards that we need. We actually have all 4 of them, but we only need to consume 3 of them, which we will do in just a moment. Right now, I am just popping a bunch of cold bloods so that I can get some more levels and some more items before we actually go and fight Gehrman. And Gehrman is actually one of my favorite bosses of the game. And I probably said that about most of the bosses, honestly, but the quality of bosses in Bloodborne as compared to the other Souls games, while all have quality bosses, I think Bloodborne are just some of the best.
Good hunter, you have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gehrman awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Farewell, good hunter. May you find...
So I just wanted to get a little bit more health and a little bit more endurance with the echoes that I had before. Come over here, buy some quicksilver bullets. And there's just one more thing that we're going to need to take care of before we actually fight Gehrman here. So we are going to go back to the Nightmare of Mensis. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to go and we're going to make contact with the Brain of Mensis. That is why when we went to Upper Cathedral Ward, we got that gesture from the person who was making the make contact gesture. Sorry, I don't really know what other way to word that. So that right there, that has to be one of the funniest things that has ever happened to me in Bloodborne. I don't know what stars aligned perfectly to make that death what it was, but it's just the fact that the enemy got into the cage with me and ended up forcing me out as I was trying to force him out. Just really, really funny. Really nice to get stuff like that happening sometimes. But we're going to go and we're going to do that again. Hopefully we will not get a passenger in the cage this time, and we'll actually be able to go down and make contact with our friend, the Brain of Mensis here. He tried. He definitely tried. Maybe he wanted to give me my blood echoes back. I'm not sure. Oh, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take this elevator down here, and the little messages should lead you over to it if you can't find it. And this is the Brain of Mensis, who is pretty powerless at this point. And we're going to use the make contact gesture. And we're going to stand here for a moment and just wait. So I wanted to not talk for a moment there because I wanted to really let the atmosphere kind of speak for itself. This is really one of the creepiest looking things in the game, honestly. And the heartbeat in the background as you just stand here and wait for this thing to do whatever it's going to do. It's just really, really interesting. Very, very atmospheric. And then you move the gesture, and he gives you another moon rune. So basically, you just talked to a great one. Now, I do speed this up because it takes forever to kill this thing. And you have to kill this thing. And I was actually trying to figure out the best possible way to do so. And honestly, I just wasn't getting very good damage from anything that I was trying to hit it with. And this is at 300% time. So you can imagine how long this actually took. I mean, that segment was only about 40 seconds, but that was at 300% time. Now, the reason that you want to kill the Brain of Mensis here is because it gives you the living string. And you will need that to get into one of the later Chalice dungeons. So we're just going to bold Hunter's Mark out. And we're going to come back to the Hunter's Dream. We're going to pop our umbilical cords. And then we're going to go fight Gehrman. Now, you'll see that we're only about 7.5 minutes into this episode. And it is a 22-minute long episode. I died to Gehrman a few times. No shame. Gehrman can be pretty difficult at times. And I never really used parrying to try to defeat him before. And I know that is a very viable strategy, so I really, really wanted to try and actually do that with him this time. I really like his boss arena as well. It's kind of beautiful. All the flowers everywhere, the giant tree, the moon in the background. And I just wanted to get some stuff ready.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, forget the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be freed from this terrible hunter's dream. Dear, oh dear, what was it? The hunt, the blood, or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt.
So that's Gehrman, and he took care of me pretty quickly. So it's been a while since I've actually fought him. One of the initial criticisms that I had of this game was that it seemed to end really, really quickly. My first playthrough, I think I said it in previous episodes, I did not find Castle Canehurst, I did not find Upper Cathedral Ward, and when I got to Gehrman, I chose to submit my life, not realizing that that would end the game. So it just kind of seemed to me that the game was really, really short, didn't really offer a lot in the way of bosses, and of course I was completely wrong. And I was actually really thankful to be wrong, because my initial thoughts about this game was that I just didn't really like it that much, and as time went on and I found more things and did more playthroughs, did New Game Plus, and went into further new games, it just got really, really good. It really, really opened up once I learned exactly what I was doing and how to find everything in the game. And now it is one of my favorite games of all time. I absolutely love this game, as I have probably said a million times before in this playthrough. And I've actually come to love and just completely respect that decision to hide things away, like hiding Castle Canehurst and hiding Upper Cathedral Ward, and respecting the player enough to trust in them to be able to find these things on their own, and trust in them to find the endings on their own, because you pick up something called a 1/3 umbilical cord and you're like, wait, what the hell do I do with this? And it takes a while to sort of understand, and you really have to explore the world and read about what's going on in the world and pick up context clues from it that really point you in the direction of what all of these items are used for, what they mean, and things like that. It's what I love about the Souls games, and it's what I love about Bloodborne. It's what I hope I will love about Elden Ring. So because I was running low on blood vials and didn't really feel like going and killing a bunch of enemies to farm, I came into one of the farming dungeons here, and we're going to pick up some souls, and we're going to go and spend those on some blood vials. That's just another really, really useful thing to have those dungeons around for, so that if you're running out of blood vials, if you're running out of quicksilver bullets, and you're trying to defeat a boss, you don't have to go fight a ton of enemies and spend, 15, 20 minutes doing that just to make sure that you can get enough to fight the boss. Now, I wanted to change my Carol runes around a little bit, I believe. Boost my max HP a little bit and give myself some more stamina, and because I wanted to concentrate on parrying him and doing visceral attacks, I wanted to use the Blood Rapture rune so that I could restore some HP, which actually does come in handy in the fights. So there are 2 more failed attempts, and then I finally do take him down. But I did leave the 2 failed attempts in there just to show exactly why I failed. I mean, really, he's very, very quick. And I really like how they kind of use your expectations of him to kind of throw you off a little bit, because you think through this entire game, it's just this old guy in a wheelchair who runs the Hunter's Dream here. He runs the workshop. And then you go and you talk to him. If you refuse to submit your life, he stands up and, yeah, you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna fight him, but how tough really could he be? And holy crap, he can be pretty tough. I also want to point out how great the music is here. And you'll hear that as soon as I stop talking over these fights. But his theme is really, really good. Really, really like his theme. And as I said before, I really like the arena. I also like all the gravestones around, which just kind of shows, yeah, you're definitely not the first hunter, but there are tons of hunters that have come through here time and time again who have either submitted their life to him or refused and lost to him. At least that's what I interpret all of these gravestones to actually mean. So I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to let the final fight against him play out, and I will see you after that.
You must accept your death.
So we're going to fight the moon presence in a later episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.